should roll up the windows. I gotta fix the windiness. But we're heading off to work. We're doing about right at 45, I guess. Just gonna do another little drive along to show the basic amperage draws and whatnot, the different hills and terrain. If the camera would focus. I don't know how well it picks up these contours, but we're going downhill at the moment. This is the typical hilly area that I live in, so it's pretty light on the hills. I got down to about 20 miles an hour. Still left it in third gear. A little bit more traffic here than normal, so I typically try to do about 200 amps. You can see when I draw that 200 amps, the color changes it, and it starts beeping. It lets me know that I'm pulling what limits I have personally set. It can definitely draw a whole lot more just by prompting on it, as you can see, but just as my own personal limit, I set it 200. But we're doing 45 again, and it's leveled off now. So pulling 45 is 55 amps. That's probably a little lower than normal. We got a little hill that we're going to be climbing here. Again, it's little. You can see my amperage draws up. I've lost a little bit of speed, not much. You can see the traffic in front of me is still not pulling away. They're doing the same thing. But my amperage draws about 120, going up the hill, doing 41 mile an hour. Still climbing the hill. And just right around this bend is the crest. Still pulling 120 amps. Now we're up to about 42. And you'll see the amperage drop as I speed up the rest of the way to 45 and level off. Up, red light. Can't get lucky all the time. As you can see, my temperature gauge doesn't work. No motor temperature, no motor to monitor, and then the fuel gauge doesn't work. But all of the gauges are working. I need to shift a second. I could take off in third. It's level enough that I don't have to worry about that, but I just typically draw more amps than necessary, so the higher the gears, the easier it is to pull more amps, just because it's got more resistance because of the higher gearing. And here's from the stop acceleration. I ease into it to about 150 and then judge by the traffic how much more I need to pull. Yeah, they're still pulling pretty hard, so we'll do about 200 amp. Doing 35. The rest of the traffic still keeping up. And then just shifted to third. A little difficult when you're holding the camera in the right hand, but the traffic's up to about 40 miles an hour. I'm still accelerating a little bit. Nope, another red light. Didn't make it. Of course. One nice thing. Essentially, I'm off as far as the draw on the batteries is. It just gives the batteries more time to recover. You'll see the voltage actually go up as it has time to balance out a little bit. This will shift in a second. I do have a clutch, so it makes it really easy to go into the next gear. Could almost bounce all the way up to 26 volts if the light's long enough. Nope, it just turned green. Alright, accelerating again. There's 10 mile an hour, 15 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour, 25 25 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour. The other traffic's noise, 35 mile an hour, and they've crested out about their speed. Typically I'd shift by now if I was going to continue accelerating, but this is my turn up here, so. And we're accelerating again. I don't have to accelerate that hard since we're on a little side road and not going very fast. Speed limit's on 25. Mostly coasted. Here's an interesting tidbit. I got the e-meter on the kilowatt marker. It's also on the e-meter. Shows for that 4.7 miles I drove, it was only 1.2, was it 22 kilowatts of power. So it drew off at 1.25 kilowatts to go 4 miles, 4.5 miles. If you want to get all technical. I'm still trying to figure out the percentage. Oh, that didn't show up. There we go. Percentage wise, it still shows really low than what's normal. I'll have to figure that out what is with the programming there, but typically it's up in the lower 90s. It's not 87, but readouts of the volts. Of course, no pulling amps, and we're back to our kilowatts. And that's a typical drive in the electric car. Hope you enjoyed the ride.